Church on the Beach was founded by a local LA church. They got large enough to be on their own. They had no problem getting permits. They would use an online portal. They would email people at the beaches department. They had a pretty open line of communication. Everything I've heard was that things were fine.
We'd been doing this for 18 years, and then apparently there was a new policy change that went into effect in 2024 that we weren't aware of because we filed for our permit at the end of 2023. And so at the end of 2024, around October, that's when I contacted the county to start the permit process for 2025, and I was informed that there's a new policy in place and we would only be allowed to meet there 2 times.
And it was a policy focused on, by their own words, religious organizations. In order to make sure the beach is available for everyone, religious organizations are capped at 6 times a year. I want to be clear, there was no allegation that Church on the Beach had caused any problems. There was no allegation that Church on the Beach was unusually disruptive or abused the system. It was just a new policy, they said. That's when we were called and we stepped in. It doesn't matter how you do your religion. LA County doesn't get to tell you. That's what the First Amendment means. We take every intake very seriously. We immediately researched the issue. We got them retained. We didn't charge them a cent. We told them, we're gonna help you through this. We immediately started drafting what we call a demand letter, where we lay out what we believe has happened, what the law is, and how LA County is in violation of that law. We want to settle these things as much as possible outside of court. What I think happened in this case is LA County saw our letter, they read our letter, and they realized that we weren't bluffing. We showed up with receipts. We had case law. We had citations. We had a factual record, all in the letter. You can't treat religion or religious groups any differently, and especially any worse than other groups. That's why that policy was so offensive to the First Amendment. In the United States, you just can't do that. We're going to stick with them throughout the permitting process, make sure that they actually will follow through on that. The fact of the matter is, in the complex modern world we live in, legal threats can come from almost anywhere. And religious people, Christians across this country, need to know that organizations like the ACLJ will have your back, that when something like this happens, that we will do whatever it takes to make sure the First Amendment is well respected. Rights like the freedom of religion require constant vigilance, and that's what we do.